Good morning, Mrs. Barry.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Dunphy.
Mrs. Barry, you don't look like you're very happy.
Actually, I'm really worried, Mr. Dunphy.
What are you worried about?
Well, I can't find my favourite teddy bear anywhere and I need it tonight to sleep with.
Oh, wait a minute. Ah, do you mean this one?
Yes! Oh, Mr. Dunphy, thank you so much! Oh, my goodness for that.
Mrs. Barry, you're still looking a bit worried.
Oh, Mr. Dunphy, I was supposed to read my book last night, but I just didn't get time and I'm really worried that my teacher's going to be upset with me.
No, don't worry. Your teacher here at DBS will understand if you explain it to them. You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you, Mr. Dunphy. Phew.
Do you have any other worries?
Well, I do actually. I'm really worried that our classrooms are completely empty. I'm worried about the children. Where are they?
Well, you really do not need to worry about that, Mrs. Barry. The school is only closed for a short while. And besides, the children are all visiting their teachers every day online, and they are working so hard. You really don't need to worry about that.
Do you know, Mr. Dunphy, sometimes it really just helps to talk about your worries. And boys and girls, I've got a super story to read to you now, and it's called The Big Bag of Worries. The Huge Bag of Worries by Virginia Ironside. Jenny had always been happy. She had a lovely mum and dad, a great brother, well, most of the time. She had a best friend at school and she liked her teacher. And then, of course, there was Loftus. But recently, she'd been getting gloomier and gloomier. It wasn't just one thing, it was everything. She worried that she was getting too fat, that Loftus had fleas, and that her best friend was going away. She worried that she was getting bad marks at school, and she thought she heard someone whispering about her in the playground. She worried when her mum and dad had an argument. She even worried about wars and bombs. Until one day, she woke to find a huge bag of worries. The bag followed her everywhere. To school, to swimming, to the toilet. And it stuck by her even when she was watching TV. She tried ignoring it, but it didn't work. She tried throwing it away, but it always came back. She tried to lock it out, but when she got back to her bedroom, there it was, waiting for her. It was like a horrible shadow. She couldn't get rid of it. What could she do? She asked her brother for help, but he was busy with his computer game, and all he said was, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any worries." After that, she didn't feel like asking anyone else. She knew she'd only feel stupid. Mum would probably say, "You've got no worries that I can see. You're a lucky girl. You've got your health, your friends, your family. What more do you want?" So she decided not to tell her. Dad might know what to do. But then she thought again, no, Dad had enough worries of his own. She couldn't ask him. Every day, things got worse. The bag got bigger and bigger and bigger. She couldn't sleep because it kept tossing and turning beside her at night. To make matters worse, the bag dragged around her feet so much that when she was walking to school, she was late and and the teacher got cross. Jenny couldn't tell her what had happened, and anyway, she knew what she'd say. You've got too many worries. In future, leave that bag at home. When Jenny told her best friend about the bag, she suggested that Jenny locked it up in a cupboard and tried not to think about it. That's what I do, she said. But it just didn't work. Even Loftus couldn't help. He tried his best and barked like mad. But the bag stood its ground. One morning, Jenny woke up, got dressed, and walked down the road. She'd had enough. The tears started rolling down her cheeks. She sat on a garden wall and put her head in her hands. She thought she'd have to live with the bag forever. Then she heard a voice and looked up. She saw the kindly face of the old lady who lived next door. "Goodness," said the old lady, "what on earth is that huge bag of worries?" Through her tears, Jenny explained how it had followed her for weeks and got bigger and bigger, and it just wouldn't go away. "Now, let's just open it up and see what's inside," said the old lady. But Jenny said she couldn't. If she opened the bag, the worries might jump out, and who knew what might happen then? "Nonsense," said the old lady firmly. "There's nothing a worry hates more than being seen. If you have any worries, however small, the secret is to let them out slowly, one by one, and show them to someone else. They'll soon go away." So Jenny opened the bag. The old lady sorted the worries into groups. Jenny was astonished to see how small they looked when they were out in the open. Half of the worries disappeared because lots of worries just hate the light of day. As for the rest, the old lady put some in her shopping basket to deal with herself. Some she sent packing because she said they belonged to other people. Some she just blew a kiss to, and some she said were worries that everyone had, even Jenny's family, her friends, and her teacher. And as for the bag, off it goes. Did you see how the little girl made her worries go away? She just talked about them. She said them out loud. There are always people to talk to help you and your worries. Do you know, boys and girls, I'm making a worry monster here. This is another one I made, and this one. These worry monsters are super. You can just tell them your worries and they help it to go away. I sometimes write my worry or draw a picture of it, and then I feed it to my worry monster. In it goes. There he goes. I can then say my worry out loud to my mummy or my daddy, or perhaps my teacher or any grown-up that you trust. And just by saying your worries out loud, they really do go away. Oh, it's been so good to see you all today.